Hi, welcome to MTG Profits, the podcast. This is the podcast all about Magic the Gathering finance. This is a special holiday episode for this year of 2018. This is Andy as your host for today's podcast. My co-host Devin is off planeswalking somewhere, possibly in Lorwyn or maybe somewhere in Dominara, who knows? But so he won't be joining us today. But I've got a few bits of news and a few little things to share with you. And then on to the holidays. I hope everyone has a great one. First off, I just wanted to talk about Ravnica Allegiance. We've had the rest of the new mechanics spoiled. We talked some about those in the last podcast, but we now know the rest of them. The next one that we have on the list to talk about is adapt. So adapt is a new keyword for the Simics. So this new keyword has the keyword mechanic name, adapt, and then a number following it. So the number refers to a number of +1/+1 counters that will come onto that creature if you pay the adapt cost. So it says if this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. This, for example, for an adapt 4. So it gives you a way to put counters onto a creature that has no counters on it. Now the bonus is if you have counters on the creature, there's some sort of bonus usually associated with that, possibly in addition to having those just the counters. For example, for one of the creatures that was spoiled was the Ghana Utopian Speaker, which says each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. So you see, it's beneficial to have those +1/+1 counters. This fits the theme of Simics of adding +1/+1 counters. I don't think there's anything really new or unexpected there. Just another twist to it, which is fine. Next up, we have the Gruul clans. Their new mechanic is called Riot. Once again, exactly what you'd kind of expect in terms of a keyword. And Gruul, as you remember, is red-green. And the Riot keyword says, this creature enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste. So it's another mechanic that gives you a choice. You can get a little beefier creature, you can have haste. I mean, this fits back in with the regular style of here. Do you want to get big beefy creatures? Do you want to attack fast? Do you want to swing right away? So this makes perfect sense for this clan. More counters in play, hasty creatures, etc. So I think that's good. It works fine. Once again, nothing really super new or unexpected there. Once again, right in style with that. And the last one to talk about is Azorius. Their new mechanic is called Addendum. So Addendum is a new ability word. So ability words don't have any certain rules meaning, so it's more just kind of a label. And it's mostly going to be on the instance that you see. So it's an additional or alternative effect if you cast the spell during your main phase. So for example, the bottom of the card says Addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, you may put a permanent card with converted mana cost 7 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. So it's a little bonus that you get if you play it during your main phase. This seems pretty lackluster to me. Nothing really exciting. I don't really care for the keyword name, Addendum, meaning kind of an addition to. That really just seems like a really generic term. I'm not really excited about that at all. Getting a bonus. This really seems kind of the weakest of all the abilities that we've seen so far. I'm sure there'll be some decent addendums, but I don't know. This is really dry to me. Why don't just say bonus or who knows, something else. It just seems really plain and not really anything cool or necessarily even particular to this clan. I don't feel that's really anything even remotely related. It seems like they kind of were out of ideas and they just needed something to say extra. So, I don't know about that one. We've also got split cards. There'll be split cards again. I never liked the split cards. I think that's just kind of a weird concept. I would rather do that. I hate kind of these deviations from the main formats. I really don't care for having to split cards, but I don't disagree with the power on them. There's definitely some good ones, but I just not a real fan of the concept of that. We'll have hybrid mana again, which is fine. I think that's good. So, all that to look forward to with Ravnica Allegiance, which is going to be coming out in this January. So, we have seen some of the spoilers, and those are updated. Not too much out there yet. These are mostly just the spoilers that we've seen that have been as part of the ability and mechanic previews. So not a whole lot yet, but I'm sure there'll be more and more coming as we go. Looks like one of the juicier ones here is Bedevil, which was a black-red instant, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. That one's already worth quite a few bucks, so we'll keep our eye and see what's coming out next. But that's going to be a good one regardless, I think we could pretty much say. The other thing I want to mention for today, since this is Christmas Day, recording that on December 25th, so Santa has come and he's hopefully brought you lots of gifts and lots of magic cards, and you're having a grand old time with your family or friends, and I hope everything is great and well. But I think we're going to pose a question for today, and that is, if you could ask Santa for 3 magic cards of any kind, any set, any price level, doesn't matter, what would those 3 cards be? Remember, you could ask for any cards you wish, and Santa is going to show up. He's going to pull them out of his sack, and he's going to say, or out of his jacket pocket, and say, "Here you go. Here's 3 cards, and they're sleeved, so they're in good shape. All in perfect, near mint condition. What would you pick?" You know, I put down a list of cards, and I had a hard time at first narrowing it down, and I don't think I could get everything, obviously, that I would want. But I went through my list, and then I went through it twice, and I think my top 3 cards, if I could wish for any magic cards, would be, drum roll here, first up, Earthcraft. And this is an enchantment from Tempest. It's a rare. 1 colorless, 1 green mana. Tap an untapped creature control. Untap target basic land. And you can do this, it has the colon there, so you can do it with any untapped creature. This seems super powerful. So if you have a lot of creatures, you could untap lots of lands. And I'm sure there are some tricks you can play with this, with untapping lands and creatures that untap. So I'm sure there's some infinite combos here. No doubt. Super powerful. I like the idea of this one. You know, the way back in 2013, this was only about $12. Just recently now, it's up to about $57. So way too pricey for my blood, but I like the card. Next on my list is a Planeswalker. This guy, I'd say he's probably the most famous Planeswalker of them all, and he's had some, you know, rough patches, but I think he's still going to be around. He's still always going to have his place here, and that is Jace the Mind Sculptor, aka Papa Jace from Worldwake. He is 2 colorless and 2 blue mana. He has 3 loyalty on him, and he's just great. I mean, he is +2 is look at the top card of a target player's library. You put that card on the bottom of that player's library. His 0 is draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of the library in any order. His -1 is return target creature to its owner's hand. It is -12. Exalt all cards from target's player's library. That player then shuffles his or her hand into his or her library. So, super powerful. This guy has seen it all. He's been banned. He's been, you know, tournament level all over the place. You know, one thing I regret is I never had a copy of him. I've had a lot of other Planeswalkers. I bought and I sold them and all sorts of things, but, you know, I never had a Jace. he was always the top of the heap, and I was always really reluctant to pay, the real big money for him. Right now, he is about $93 or so. So he is not cheap. He is still up there. He has really held on to it. So, Papa Jake's. My very last pick for today, of all the cards I can possibly have. I got to pick one card that's gonna net me some money. If I was gonna get these cards, I'd hate to sell it, but I need to make a little money off my picks. And who knows, maybe I would keep it for the collection. But one of the probably namesake cards of Magic the Gathering as a whole, as certainly a collector's item, as probably the rarest and most valuable Magic card of all. Can you guess it? You should know this one. It's the Black Lotus, of course. This was an artifact from the beginning. This was unlimited edition, 0 casting cost. Add 3 mana of any single color of your choice to your mana pool. Then is discarded. Tapping this artifact can be played as an interrupt. Wow. Pretty powerful. I mean, this card is just, heck, it's gonna win the game. I mean, let's be honest. Actually, I said unlimited. It wasn't unlimited, but I want the alpha edition of this. Because that's going to be worth even more. And that alpha edition has the black border on it. And right now, that thing is going for about $17,500. So not too shabby on that. Even if you only got half that much, that's still pretty good. So amazing card. I'm liking it. I would definitely pick that one and sell it. The other ones I had on my list as contenders were Exploration, to play in additional lands. Also another great card. We've got Back to Basics, non-basic lands don't untap. I really like that. I like the hate. Seems good to me. And the other card, which I was also on the fence with, Time Walk. Take an extra turn. Wow, that's pretty good. So can't go wrong with that one. So those were my top 3 picks: Earthcraft, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and the Black Lotus. So what were your top picks? I'm sure you had some good ones on the list. Well, that's going to wrap us up really for this special holiday episode. Next episode, we do have some special stuff coming up. So, we mention picks all the time here and what to buy, and we've gone through several weeks with different picks, but, what was the result of that? How did we do in all our picks? Well, you know what? We've got the numbers to answer that question. So we're going to go through and we're going to tell you what were the winners that we picked of all of them, and what were the big losers. We've got the numbers. We crunched them. I got them for you. We'll go through it, and we'll see how we ended up for this year of picking our picks for the best Magic cards as investments. So for now, this is Andy signing off. I hope everyone has happy holidays, has a Merry Christmas, has a great time with your family and friends. Relax, have a nice beverage, and who knows, maybe just go play a little bit of Magic too. Or we'll play some Arena. There you go. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.